next guest is a legendary filmmaker who's made numerous films, including Rescue Dawn, Grizzly Man, and Fitzcarraldo. His latest documentary is called Encounters at the End of the World. I'm thrilled he's here. Please welcome Werner Herzog. So much to talk about in such an absurd format, but let's begin. First of all, to say that you are an unconventional filmmaker is an understatement. You have a very different approach. You like to go for realism, and you'll take it to the extreme. For example, I don't know if this is true, but I read that you once put your entire cast under hypnosis. You took the whole cast together and you put them under hypnosis because you wanted them to achieve that state.
Yes, it's correct. It was not a circus gimmick. It was actually in the story that an entire village community lapses into some sort of a somnambulistic state, and they walk with open eyes into a disaster that is foreseen, unforeseeable. So I thought, how would I stylize it? And finally I thought, why shouldn't they be under real trance? And I engaged a hypnotist, and I found out, yes, actors can actually be put under hypnosis so deeply that they open their eyes without waking up, and they can have dialogue. So
I've done that with many of them here, trust me.
Well, yes, I could hypnotize you or the audience if they want.
Right, but it's...
we shouldn't.
Yeah,
make it a circus event, yeah.
Well, no, that's what this show does. Please come back and do that. You once jumped into a field of cacti to entertain your cast and crew.
Well, the cast was all midgets. Some of them were, as if it's a film, it's called Even Dwarfs Started Small.
Yeah.
It's a very early film of a very dark movie. And the midgets went through quite some dangers. We had a car circling without a driver throughout most of the movie, and one of the midgets got run over.
Oh my God! Was he okay?
He was totally okay. The same guy a day later caught fire. I buried him under me and extinguished him. And then I said to all these guys, come on, you should have your fun as well. At the end of our shooting, I'm going to jump from this platform into a field of cacti, and you can film me now and take your photos. So they did that.
So you jumped off a platform onto a bunch of cactus plants. What does that feel like?
They were huge. I mean, and it was quite long needles. I got stuck in there. Jumping in it is easy, but retrieving yourself, that was a hard part.
As I would have imagined. You once were you had a bet with a fellow filmmaker that he, that he wouldn't finish his film. He did finish his film, and you, because you lost the bet, you had to eat a shoe. I've actually watched a film about that. This man ate a shoe, a real shoe.
That's easy. I mean, you can digest it easily.
You can digest a shoe easily?
Exactly. You can eat your belt.
I've done that. I'm talking about shoe. Shoe. We've all eaten a belt in our time. But shoe seems... and you actually had it expertly prepared by a terrific gourmet chef.
Yes, Alice Waters.
I've watched the footage of this, and they actually, when you're watching it, it starts out as it's your real shoe that you...
It was my real shoe, yeah.
That you had worn for a long time.
The man was Errol Morris.
Yes, Errol Morris,
very
great filmmaker.
Well-known, great filmmaker, and he made his first film, and I tried to encourage him because he had left some other projects unfinished. And I said, you are going to finish this one. The day I see it, I'm going to eat my shoes, and you better finish it.
Right.
Which he did, and I had to eat my shoes.
You ate the shoe. It's fascinating. You can go online and see that, I believe. It's fascinating to watch. I don't know how else to put this. You are a lightning rod. I think madness seems to follow you, sometimes controversy, sometimes strange events. You were once giving, I watched this footage, we actually have it here. You were once giving an interview in Los Angeles, I believe, and partway through the interview, you're shot. You're shot by someone across the street. I think it was a pellet gun or not a high-caliber bullet, but you were shot, and then you continue the interview. I've never seen... take a look at this. This is real.
I've somehow left a paved road. Nobody cares about my films. For example, what was that?
I think when people are shooting...
So this literally just happened when we were standing outside there.
Camera.
and there was a noise, and it was a whiz, and you just said, "I've been shot." Look, you're bleeding.
I think here somewhere. Yeah.
Look, I mean, somebody shot at you and created a wound in your abdomen.
It's not significant.
It's really nothing. Wow.
I must say,
I get the feeling these things happen to you all the time.
they do. Once in a
Ninjas
while.
attack you.
No, I was shot at more seriously, with more serious bullets. That was more folklore.
You've been shot other times?
Yeah, but not hit. You see, that's a great, exhilarating feeling for a man to be shot at without success. It's a real wonderful thing.
It's right up there with eating your shoe and running over a dwarf.
I was actually shot twice before. I was shot at
You've been
twice.
shot at, but it missed you, but it was
Missed,
exhilarating.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, being missed.
Being missed, yes, I understand.
That's the exhilarating part. Yeah.
You shot this new film in Antarctica.
Yes.
I watched the film last night, and it is haunting, and it's arresting. There's a lot of terrific footage of divers underneath the ice and swimming underneath the ice in Antarctica, creatures I've never seen before. Really, it's a terrific movie, and we have a clip here. I believe that this is some scientists have gone to the lip of a volcano, and they're this in Antarctica, and they're trying to educate you about volcano etiquette, the correct way to behave when you're standing on the precipice of a volcano. Let's take a look.
First thing, we were instructed in the etiquette of dealing with this volcano.
One very important thing to keep in mind when you're on the crater is that the lava lake could explode at any time. And if it does, it's vital to keep your attention faced toward the lava lake and watch for bombs that are tracking up into the air, and try to pick out the ones that might be coming toward you and step out of the way. It's the last thing you want to do is turn away from the crater or run or crouch down. Keep your attention toward the lava lake, look up, and move out of the way.
Remember that. Encounters at the End of the World opens on June 11th in New York. It expands nationally throughout July. We didn't scratch the surface. I hope you can come back again sometime, because there's so much more I want to talk to you about. Thank you so much for being here. Real honor to have you. Yeah, that was terrific. Stay right here. Stay right here. Werner Herzog. We'll be right back. Jewel is on the show. Stick around. Probably one of the most insane relationships between a director and an actor in the entire history of film was between you and the actor Klaus Kinski. You two had this incredibly insane relationship where one point I've heard that you were trying to kill him and he was trying to kill you. Really kill you. Is that true?
In a way, yes. We were plotting, but of course it's like beautiful screenplays that we concocted. He, unbeknownst that I was plotting, we didn't know that. One day we met and talked about it, and it turned out in the same week we tried to kill each other.
How were you going to kill him? Did you ever think about how you were going to do it?
Sure, it was a beautiful sort of scenario. Of course, these things remain scenarios, and that's the beauty.
Right.
That's the beauty of it.
Okay. I love that you're not giving it away because you might still use it on somebody. There was a Klaus Kinski. There's some most insane moments in film that I've ever seen. There's a scene, and he's known for being difficult, but there's a scene, and I think this was improvised, where a horse gets in his way.
Yes.
Which film was this? This was
Agiri, the Wrath of God.
Wrath of
yes,
God.
yeah.
And he's on a raft with a horse, and the horse gets in his way. And I think he improvised this, and it's a moment of true madness in film. Take a look.
I know exactly what you intend to do to Ursula. Every last detail. And God will punish you for it.
Get out of my way!
Who yells at a horse? Who yells at a horse?
Kinski. But, of course, acting.
Yeah.
This is acting. You have to make a distinction between acting and life. However, he had such a shrill voice that he could somehow break a wine glass. It would shatter. When he screamed at his highest pitch, he could do that. And he would destroy the set, or he would do the craziest things you can imagine. Sometimes...
I think you just hypnotized me, by the way. I was looking at you. I have the brain of a chicken. I have a wafer-thin brain and 2 beady eyes, and I just went under. Thanks for pulling me out of that one. You use chickens a lot.
Yes.
In your work. And I thought, okay, maybe Werner likes chickens, and that's why he uses them in his film. And then I found out you actually have a phobia about chickens.
Not really. I don't like them because they're that stupid. But you see, there's this very flat head, eyes on either side, and a wafer-thin brain in between. You actually can hypnotize them very easily. You put their beak on the ground, hold them for a moment, and draw a quick line of chalk on the ground, and they stay and they're hypnotized. You can even turn them on their back, and they will stay like this and be hypnotized.
What kind of monster are you? Okay, so you think chickens are stupid, but you also find them sort of fascinating?
Also, yes, and of course sometimes when you do a film, and I actually have hypnotized chicken in my film, and I once hypnotized an entire cast for a film, Heart of Glass, where a village community lapses into some sort of a somnambulistic state, like sleepwalkers. They walk into a foreseen and described disaster. So I do that. And of course, yes, sometimes as a filmmaker, you have to be a monster, or you have to do certain barbaric things, seemingly. I mean, you are Conan. If you are Conan, I'm the barbarian.
You are the true barbarian. Yeah, yeah.
So you have to do things that are not in the book of rules of filmmaking.
Let's talk about your recent documentary. It's about the internet.
Yes.
And you did this documentary on the internet. It's fascinating. You yourself are not on social media.
No, I'm not on Facebook or Twitter. However, on the internet, you find me, Facebook, Twitter, but it's all imposters. I do have a lot of doppelgangers out there, and it's fine. Fine for me. They're my unpaid bodyguards. They're unpaid stooges who somehow give me a fence of defense, somehow let them do battle out there.
So that you're okay with people impersonating you on the internet because you feel like it creates a wall between that madness and you, in a way.
Well, I'm clinically sane, so to speak.
Yeah.
There's no madness here.
Well,
you are encountering...
We'll see, you know. You propose that the internet someday could become self-aware. Do you think that could really be true?
If we look further into the future and people much more competent than me start to think about it, and I'm asking a question which comes a couple of times during the film. I'm asking, does the internet dream of itself? And nobody, of course, has an answer, but it's a very deep question, and sometimes it is better to pose a question that may not get an answer. And it's very fascinating what is possible on the internet. You can, for example, through MRIs, you can read thoughts. You can read, for example, if I read a text to you in English, and then I read the same text in Spanish, the MRI has a different pattern because Spanish and English grammar have different patterns, and it is recognizable. Ultimately, they think, and it will not be very far away, you can tweet thoughts.
Right.
There won't be any
typing,
no tweeting, no typing. You have a thought and you can tweet it to your community.
God forbid, a time when my thoughts are just out there.
Yes.
We have a clip.
Those will be the glorious times of the future.
Yes,
if you start to do that.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah. I'll be arrested very quickly. Let's take a clip. Look at this clip from Lo and Behold.
This particular machine is so ugly on the inside, it is beautiful. It has a unique odor, a delicious old odor from all the old parts. It consists of modems, CPU, logic units, memory, power supply, all the things you need to make an efficient computer work. This machine served as the first node of the internet for decades. And it was from here that the first message was sent.
That's amazing to see the room. 1969, I think.
Yes.
1969. Lo and Behold, Reveries of the Connected World is now in theaters and available on demand, Amazon Video and iTunes. And it's fascinating because it's so much a part of our world now and we're not even thinking about it. And you take us from the start, which is really fantastic. Werner Herzog, please come back. I just love talking to you. Yeah. You are so original. You're such an original filmmaker, and you've influenced so many people, and you've been very public about the fact that you are against the way film is taught in school.
Yes, there are too many things you cannot teach in school. And it's way too long. Young people waste 3-4 years of their lives in the basics of filmmaking you can learn in a week.
So you're against kids going to film school, spending a lot of time and sitting and listening to lectures, that they should be out there and it should be more visceral, it should be more human, it should be...
Sure.
Okay, well, what about you started your own film school?
Yes.
Okay, called so how dare you? You don't like film school, but you started one called the Rogue Film School. What do your students learn specifically?
Which is in contrast to everything that you normally see. I teach them, for example, how to pick locks and how to forge a document, a shooting permit. I did a film, Fitzcarraldo, where I moved a ship over a mountain.
Yeah.
And I ran into a border war between Peru and Ecuador. I was right at the border. And I was all of a sudden not allowed to move my ship or do anything. So I said to the colonel who ran this military camp, I said to him, but I have a shooting permit. And he said, show it to me. And I said, well, it's in Lima. I'd bring it to you in 3 days. And I brought a beautifully crafted permit, which would allow me literally everything. And I showed it to him and I said, Mi coronel, colonel, just read this now. And he looked and he starts to read and he saluted and said, move on.
Yeah.
Yes. So you do it that way.
This is what you're teaching them. Yeah.
Yes. The sacred right of trespassing. Sometimes you have to take it.
You have to break rules. You have to break rules.
Sometimes,
pick locks.
Yes.
Sometimes.
Yes.
To get a great film made.
Yes. Sure.